If I wanted to attest to something to you, I would say something like, I swear to God that, and whatever it is. Or maybe it would be in a courtroom setting. I solemnly swear that whatever I'm about to tell you is the truth. Even if you go into movies, you always say, I swear on my Mitta's grave that whatever it is, that's true. And so when Jesus says that you are salt of the earth, you are light of the world, I'm kind of stunned at that. Because you would never say, I swear by Father Mike that whatever it is. Instead, you would swear by something that's timeless, something that's eternal. I would expect Jesus to say, I swear by the Torah, or that you are the Torah is the salt of the earth, or the temple is the light of the world. Even the holy people, the Israelites, God's chosen people, maybe we'd swear, call them salt or light. Instead, he calls his disciples, you, each and every one of you, are salt and light. So what is he saying? What are we being called to if we're salt and light? Well, salt has two properties. It preserves and it seasons. It brings out the flavor. We know that as we follow Jesus, our lives are not repressed. Instead, we're brought out to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. We're given freedom as we follow Christ ever more and more. But then also, it preserves. That it preserves the faith, that we are the ones who are not given up to any whim of fancy or whatever the culture is saying. Instead, we stand out of that to be that salt and that preservation so that we have something to say, something to give. That's where the Israelites are falling down on the first reading. Because right before this reading, and the first reading, they're saying, why do we fast and you not see it? Why do we give tithes and pray and you don't hear us? And Isaiah is telling them, well, yeah, those are good. But right after that, you live like any of the other Gentiles around you. You strike with wicked claw. You can't wait to go about your business. You can't wait to do everything else. You are no longer distinctive and no longer an example of God's chosen people. And that's where we're called to be salt, to be distinctive. Is our life any different than those around us? Is our belief any different than those around us? Are we still salt for the earth so that when we open up our mouths, we have something to share? So that when people see us, they say, wow, what is it about that person that I want to have in my life? Because we're not only called to be salt, not to just say, okay, I'm living this great life. We're supposed to be light for other people. And that's where Paul is. He's living that different life. And so people are asking him. This reading is coming right off Paul's failure in Athens, where Paul is going to Areopagus and preaching to all the Greeks. And they have all these gods, these statues of gods. And there's one statue to, quote unquote, an unknown God. And so Paul, being the great preacher he is, says, well, good news, I can tell you who it is. It's Jesus Christ, the one who suffered, died, and rose from the dead. And as soon as Paul says rises from the dead, they just, let's hear from you some other time, like never. And so now he's going off after this failure to Corinth, the sin city of the Roman Empire. All the sailors go, and it's a wild town. And he resolves there to preach nothing but Jesus Christ crucified, that I will never say anything but except Jesus. And it's that light that he shines for the Corinthians that has lasted to this day and has lasted even to us. And so when Jesus says that you are salt to the earth and light to the world, I thought, he can't be serious. I mean, wouldn't you think that the Bible would have been considered salt to the earth. But then I realized how many people pick up their Bible. I mean, even among all of us, how many just every day pick up their Bible, or even once a month pick up their Bible? And if we who are here in this church don't do it, then how about everyone else? So it can't be salt, because they don't hear it. Well, what about this beautiful church? This beautiful church, all these beautiful stained glass windows. Can that be light to the world? Well, we can look around and say no one just walks on into their church. They have to be invited. They want to be invited. They want to have something about us to say that, wow, why shouldn't I come into here to experience Jesus Christ? So in the end, we are supposed to be the salt of the earth. We are called to be light of the world, because we are the ones who are supposed to live as salt, as a life distinctive, and a life lived in the Lord, a life so enticing, a life so amazing, a life so different that people want to know why it is we're doing what we do. And then to be light, so that when they ask, we have something to say, so that they too can experience Jesus Christ for themselves. And if we are salt and light to the world, then we are the ones who can help bring about the good news of Jesus Christ among those that we meet.